What's up, guys? This is Zofo, and this is actually the first Ubers match I've ever posted on this channel, and also my second Ubers match full time with my first Ubers team. So this is kind of a new thing for me, and it's the first time posting this channel, so this should be pretty interesting. But also, this is using my new webcam and actually the new mic I got in this commentary. So you guys can appreciate that, hopefully. Tell me if you notice a difference. If not, whatever, as long as the quality doesn't go down. But looking at the teams here, I'm not sure what he's going to lead with. I'm guessing Deoxys speed to get up those rocks and spikes. So I decided to lead with my Kabutops, knowing I quad resist any fire types moves if you want to lead with one of those Pokemon. And I might be able to set up against Deoxys speed. So yep, that's the game plan. So like I said, leads my Kabutops. He leads with his Deoxys speed, and as I thought, it was a pretty good chance. And I do go for Swords Dance. He goes to Taunt, which is, I completely forgot about in that game, but looking back, it's really obvious that you'd go for it. I should have just gone for Scizor right off the bat, but chances were, I'd either go for Swords Dance or Stealth Rock. So yeah, it's good that he would do that. So I do go for Scizor here. That does a lot of damage despite it not being stabbed, and that's just me underestimating Deoxys, overestimating Deoxys' defense. So he doesn't know how to quad resist that bug move. That Scizor. But it's kind of a really weird play because, yeah, he does quad resist that, but I do have the 4 times effective rock move. So he knew I wasn't choice because I went for Swords Dance first turn. So that was probably just a plain out error. Now it goes to Groudon, which can handle my Kabutops really well. I do have the super effective Waterfall, but that's in the sun so it's not going to be doing that much. And usually Groudons tend to be physically defensive. But so I have to switch out, and I go on my Lugia. Not sure what he's going to do. But he actually goes for Thunder Wave, and I actually do have a Lumberry on this Lugia because it's like a Calm Mind, some mixed defenses, and some even special attack EVs in there. And yeah, it's Calm Mind Roost, and then Psy Strike or Psy Shock and Ice Beam. And the reason I have a Lumberry is because I don't want this guy getting toxic because it really kind of hinders him a lot. Or I don't want him going to sleep either. So he decides to switch out. He goes into his Deoxys speed. I take that out with an Ice Beam, and then he's using Mewtwo. I don't know what he's gonna do, but I know I can take one hit, so I do just go for the Ice Beam here, and he does actually go for a sub, so I'm glad I did because I don't want this Mewtwo behind a sub because he can actually do a good amount of work. So now he goes for an Ice Beam. That is super effective, but I do have a lot of natural special bulk, so I take that pretty well. Go for my own Ice Beam. It doesn't do that much. Because it's non-stab and it's, neutral. But it does a good amount of damage to where, and his life will be equal. He's not going to be surviving too much longer. So now I'm going to my own Mewtwo, and I am Scarfed, so I know I will be able to outspeed. So I just go, but I know that despite I do have the super effective Shadow Ball, I don't really see the point of going for that, because Ice Beam's going to take him out anyway, and it's going to hit a lot more things neutrally. So I do go for Ice Beam here, and he does bring in his Reshiram, which is neutral, Dragon, Fire. But, might as well get that hit on. Does a decent amount, and now I know he's going to go for the Fire move. These Reshirams tend to be specs in the sun with Blue Flare and boosted by Sun. And despite that quad resist, that did a lot. I'm not defensive anyway, so it's not that surprising. But I do go for Stone Edge, and he brings back in his Groudon, which can take that really well due to the resist. And I don't really want to switch out here because I don't want anything else being Thunder Waved, and Kabutops doesn't have that much use. So I do just go for the Waterfall. It doesn't do much at all after the decrease in power by the sun. So, but I guess every little bit of damage is nice. He does Thunder Wave me and then takes me up the next turn with an Earthquake. So, although he did die, Kabutops did a good job. He took out his Ho-Ho, and he did a good chunk to Deoxys speed. And I like Kabutops because he quads just any fire moves, and if they bring a sun team, and it does a Swift Swim in rain. So I do like Kabutops for Ubers. So I bring in my Ferrothorn on the ground. I know I can pretty much resist every one of his moves, and then I go for Stealth Rock. Just to those up because I know that Stealth Rock's always nice, and he has this Reshiram, which I don't really want getting in freely because of how much of a threat it is to my team. And I do actually let my Ferrothorn take a Specs Blue Flare in the sun. I did that because I knew that I didn't want anything else taking it. I'm pretty sure that could have taken out every one of my Pokemon. So I didn't want that happening. I had to leave him in his fodder, and I go on my Darkrai. And I know I can outspeed, assuming he's not scuffed, which I didn't think he was. And I just don't go for the Dark Void, just to put that huge threat asleep right off the bat. Not right off the bat, but, you know, as soon as possible. So, it's nice to get that guy to sleep, so I don't have to be worrying about Specs Blue Flares. And I do take this turn to set up and go for Nasty Plot. And in game, I didn't remember his Mewtwo, so I thought I was going to outspeed everything. So, I do go set up for Nasty Plot, and I'm thinking I can probably sweep right now. So, I do go for Ice Beam against his Groudon, and if he does survive this, he can hit me with a Thunder Wave and completely stall my sweep. But it does end up taking out. I mean, Groudon doesn't tend to be very special defensive, and that is +2 from the special attack from a Darkrai. It's understandable. But now I'm using a Mewtwo. I completely forgot about this guy. So I expect to be outsped here and just killed off. But it turns out he is modest. He's not timid like I am, so I'm able to outspeed him and take him out with a Dark Pulse. That's why if my Mewtwo isn't scuffed like this one on this team is, I would never use anything but timid, so I can outspeed Darkrai. But now he brings his Reshiram. I'm guessing just to get up that Life Orb recoil. Try to stall me out a little bit so he can bring his Rayquaza next turn and hopefully take me out with an Extreme Speed. However, I am at half health, so it's definitely not a guarantee. So, and it's obviously neutral and it's not stab, so it just kind of depends about min-max probably. He goes for it here, and fortunately I actually do live with 7 HP, and I am able to take him out with a +2 Ice Beam right before I die from my own Life Orb recoil. So, even if that Extreme Speed had killed, I'm pretty sure my Mewtwo could have survived. But I think he's pretty near full, and if he gets a crit or something, I do have my Garchomp in the background to outspeed and take him out with an Outrage. But regardless, that was a great match. I think that was, I don't think I mentioned earlier, that was against the Scizor. I will put his name up in the title. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great rest of your week.